Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday Night Stormchaser. Once again, I almost said Wednesday Night Storm. Welcome to GAW Academy Stormchaser. We have to start out tonight with a little bit of breaking news, and I hate to sound like the cable news out here, but we do have to show you this so that you know what's going on. This is an image of La Tortuga Roja lying on the ground, and standing over him is, well, someone I don't know, quite frankly, and to me, it's very gross to see something like this happen. It's one thing when Alex Nolan gets injured in a match and has to pull out of the competition like she did. It's another thing entirely when you have a legend like La Tortuga Roja apparently being attacked like this. So hopefully we will find out the culprit, and we will find a suitable punishment once we figure out who that is. But I actually came out here for a very specific reason, because I need to talk about Eddie Hernandez. Now here's the thing. I'm not going to get angry. I've been in Eddie Hernandez's position. I know what it's like to be fighting your way up to the top and to need to do anything you can to try to make your name. I get it. I really, really do. And I sympathize with Eddie Hernandez trying to do something, anything, to get him to the next level. But what I'm going to show him is that no matter how hard you try, if you don't belong on the next level, that gets shown in the ring. And so, Eddie, you have yourself an Intercontinental Championship match with, apparently, Bobby Lashley on the first Wednesday Night Storm once Tidal Wave is over. But after that match, you've got yourself a match with me. You come out and you attack me, and you're gonna have to face the consequences. Be a man, come to the ring, step up, and face me if you believe that you belong on the next stage. We got a full night coming up, and we hope everyone will stick around. Eddie, I'll be waiting for you. Folks, it's always disturbing to see an image like what Yunsan Park showed us that was uncovered right before we went on the air of La Tortuga Roja, and we certainly hope that he is okay. And throughout the show, hopefully we will learn more about the attacker and how La Tortuga Roja is doing. But we have to turn our attentions to a match right now. This is one of the few men that we have not seen in the GAW Academy yet. And it's a shame, because Tonga is a big, big dude. And, you know, some of you really like watching big dudes fight. And I can't blame you, frankly, for that. So, we are going to watch Tonga in his first televised match here for the GAW Academy go up against the always exciting Flyboy. Like I said, first televised match for the massive Tonga, and Flyboy going to go right at him, trying to hit him with this reverse neck breaker, and Tonga reverses it into a one of his own. Tonga has started out 0-4 so far. He is one of just two undefeated, or two winless competitors, I should say, the other being La Tortuga Roja. And we were planning on seeing La Tortuga Roja tonight, actually, so we'll have to see if he's able to actually make that match. We'll see going forward. Tonga goes for the first cover after a rear chin lock. Tonga, maybe not the smartest man in the GAW Academy. I think that's safe to say. I don't think he actually speaks English. He's going for the claw there. Flyboy easily gets out of it. And we've seen a lot of big man, little man matches over the last couple of weeks on GAW Academy Stormchaser, and the key for the smaller men is always cutting down the larger competitor, and not necessarily just going for the legs. While that certainly is a good strategy. Wow, nice Japanese style arm drag from Flyboy. It's certainly a good strategy to go for the legs, but it's not something that you necessarily need to do. It is possible to cut down a bigger man by not going for the legs, and Flyboy is showcasing it right there. You go for the head. You cut off the head, and the rest of the serpent goes down. Flyboy, look at that. Beautiful rolling senton onto the massive Tonga, and that would, of course, be a little bit more deadly if Tonga himself was doing that, but I'm not sure if he actually could. Flyboy now once again targeting the head and neck of Tonga, and that just sends shooting pain down your entire spinal cord into every limb. Tonga was winding up for a massive chop. Flyboy very wisely was able to catch him. Tonga dumps him into the corner. You can see the size difference here between these two men. Flyboy, you know, certainly not a stranger to facing bigger competitors, at least during the course of his professional wrestling career. And, you know, during his time in the GAW Academy, back in week 3 of the tournament, he faced Garrett Gibson. He's faced Leiter, a former Mr. Universe. So this is a guy who at least has some experience with some bigger competitors, maybe not the size of Tonga. Look at the strength. Tonga once pulled a commercial airliner down a 100-foot runway. This is a guy with serious, serious strength, no doubt about it. Tonga now once again applying that claw straight to the shoulder and the neck area of Flyboy. And Tonga now gets the boot in. Look at this. From Tonga, has him up into a gory bomb position. And Tonga, look at this. He calls this submission hold neck pain, and he got the win. Maybe not the most creative name for a gory special, but certainly accurate, if nothing else. It certainly does cause a lot of neck pain, and the strength of Tonga makes it nearly impossible to break. Flyboy found that out the hard way. And unfortunately for Flyboy, this means that he's lost his previous 2 matches, and that was the beginning of the end for the former U.S. Anglico, being chucked back into the ring by a 400-pounder. And Tonga now, you can see a great look here of him applying this gory special, the neck pain. And you can see exactly why it's called that, the size differential and just the torque that he gets on your neck and back make it almost unbearable, and Flyboy was forced to tap out. So the massive Tonga gets his first win in the GAW Academy Stormchaser tournament. Congratulations to him. The mystery of who may have attacked La Tortuga Roja in the back goes on. But as we try to unravel that particular mystery, we move on to the women's side, where Katherine Sakamoto goes up against Suzuki. It's always a pleasure to see the MMA legend killer back on TV, or on YouTube, I should say, making her entrance. She's going to fight here, televised in the Stormchaser tournament. What I'm trying to say is it's always a pleasure to watch her do work, because Katherine Sakamoto is one of the top competitors here in the GAW Academy, and certainly one of the favorites for this tournament. And it's a very crowded field up at the top, especially with Sister Kristen having gotten a win over the legend killer a couple weeks ago. Now, Katherine's got to be feeling good about where she's at right now in the Stormchaser tournament. I don't know if I could say the same about Suzuki. Suzuki coming in is a proud third-generation wrestler. They call her the Thunderbolt. And she, originally coming into the academy, was supposed to be one of the top prospects that was coming in. Now, unfortunately for her, shortly after she signed with the GAW Academy, this was just under a year ago, shortly after she signed, a new batch of talent all came in. They all signed their contracts, or at least they declared their interest in signing a contract, and that batch included Kristen and Katherine Sakamoto, Yamamoto, and Lazara. So you talk about being one of the top prospects in all of the GAW Academy, and then suddenly here comes 4 of maybe the best talent the Academy has ever seen, all at the same time. And Suzuki, you can bet, is less than pleased about having her spotlight stolen. So Suzuki here to make a statement against the MMA legend killer. Let's see, Suzuki starts out immediately with a nice sliding kick, trying to take KATHERINE off her feet. And if Suzuki was smart, she would try to eliminate the submission game of KATHERINE SAKAMOTO immediately. It looks like she's trying to do just that, trying to keep her on her back. KATHERINE's submission game, maybe the best in all of the Academy. And look at this. She's letting Suzuki know it. KATHERINE's only loss so far in the Stormchaser tournament came to her sister Kristen, ironically via a rear naked choke. KATHERINE now into a north-south choke position and now rolls it over into a front face lock, just trying to kind of drive in, trying to get some damage onto that neck of Suzuki, because of course KATHERINE sets up her legend killer submission that has put away many women in the past. Suzuki with a clothesline over the top rope. This would be a big win. Look at this, Suzuki with a shooting star press. Knees were up for KATHERINE, but Suzuki, I think, saw it coming. She's right up to her feet. Tries to go for the spear into the LED board. Kick caught by Suzuki, who actually has the size advantage now that I'm seeing it. And it's more significant than what you would say on paper. On paper, Suzuki only has a 2-inch and about a 20-pound advantage, but certainly she looks a lot bigger than that comparatively. Oh, KATHERINE blasts her with that thrust kick. And KATHERINE now going for the cover. KATHERINE caught her off guard. The big-time thrust kick from KATHERINE SAKAMOTO absolutely knocks the jaw off of Suzuki, who hit her with that DDT. One of the better ones, I should say. And look at this, KATHERINE, bang! Thrust kick right to the mush of Thunderbolt. And KATHERINE, out of nowhere, despite the fact that Suzuki had really controlled most of this match, but it just goes to show you the deadly striking ability of KATHERINE SAKAMOTO. She showed everyone. And Suzuki, I hope Suzuki's just able to get off the mat. If I'm being honest with you, what a kick. Coming up next, we have the sensational Lighter, who made a big statement, returning to his roots last episode to pick up a win. He's taking on Kurt Andrews, who's made quite a few statements himself. Kurt Andrews is backstage. Why did I want this opportunity to talk? Simple. Because the first time that you saw me, I was standing in front of a green screen with Pirates of the Caribbean playing behind me because they call me the Buccaneer, so Pirates. And look, I understand. But since then, I've won the XCW Intercontinental Championship. I've won the PPW United States Championship. I am a double champion. And to do it, I had to become a different person. A different person entirely. That's the person that I'm bringing out. You thought I was dangerous before. I'm a different man now. And so when I go out to the ring, I won't be bringing the Intercontinental Championship. I won't be bringing the U.S. Championship. Because while I won them, what I'm about to show everybody is the man I am here is worthy of your fear, regardless of what I've done elsewhere. I am a dual champion. And soon, I will be the GAW Academy Stormchaser champion. Well, Kurt Andrews is certainly not shy about what he believes his place is in the GAW Academy and really in GAW, the main roster going forward. And I don't think you can blame him, honestly, given his track record of winning championships out in PPW and XCW. And we'll talk a little bit about that when he makes his entrance. But first, we do need to talk about Lighter and the run that he's on right now, because Lighter, for the first time in his GAW Academy career, lost 2 matches in a row going into last week. And the former Mr. Universe has had enough. So you can see the shirt that he is now sporting with the Titans name on it. And so much of that, you know, it's a callback to his time with the Titans, the first ever GAW Academy Tag Team Champions. And we are seeing a renewed fire. We are seeing a renewed sense of purpose from Lighter coming into this match. I think we're all getting pretty used to hearing this music from Kurt Andrews, the current XCW and PPW United States, the current XCW Intercontinental Champion and the current PPW United States Champion. I'm sorry, he's champion of so many things. Sometimes I can't keep him straight. But as you heard him say before the match, he's not coming out with either of those belts tonight because he wants to make a statement. Lighter is a legend in the GAW Academy, and Kurt Andrews knows it. And so Kurt Andrews, regardless of what he's done elsewhere, is going to make a statement that his run in the GAW Academy puts him among the greats to ever be in this competition. And he is showing a mean streak right now, as we've alluded to when it comes to his runs in XCW and PPW. This is an interesting clash of styles here. Kurt Andrews, a man who is so adept at pushing the pace of his matches. We've seen him do it so many times. Lighter, for everything else that he does well, for his strength, for his deceptive quickness, what Lighter is actually so good at is controlling the pace of his own matches. It's why he's been able to beat so many younger athletic guys. And when you talk about some of the teams that he and Will Hobbs beat when they were with the Titans in the GAW Academy, you're talking about teams like Private Party. You're talking about teams like the Street Profits. You're talking about teams that really are they're so athletic and they fight matches at such a fast pace. And Lighter was the one who was able to control it for so long. We'll see if he can do it against Kurt Andrews, because of course controlling pace is a lot different when you're competing in the singles arena. Kurt Andrews, swift kick to the back, and now Andrews shoots the half. Andrews going for the cover. Lighter kicks out at 1. I think that was more just testing out the strength of that surgically repaired back. Kurt Andrews turns around with the strike and runs right into an Alabama slam from Lighter. The strength once again on display, and Lighter now has the double underhooks. Lighter with a tiger driver. We saw him use it several times last week in his match against Lee Carr, and Lighter maybe trying to put things away there against Andrews. Kick to the gut. Lighter dumps him into the corner, and a spear into the corner misses. Andrews got out of the way, and Andrews has his double underhooks locked. Kurt Andrews has him up. Eye of the Storm for the Buccaneer. Kurt Andrews hooks the leg, and Lighter kicked out. Kurt Andrews thought he had the match won there with the Eye of the Storm. It was terrific pace by Andrews to get Lighter to basically spear himself into that middle turnbuckle, and Andrews now coming off the ropes, and Andrews with a big-time crossbody. Oh, my goodness. Lighter now, big shoulder tackle with the arm locked. Lighter seems to have a renewed fire after being able to kick out of the Eye of the Storm, and Lighter now has Andrews up, looking for the call from Olympus, and Andrews very wisely was able to avoid that. Lighter, though, comes back. Look at this. Transitions the follow-away into the suplex position, and now with a stalling vertical suplex from one of the strongest men in this academy. Wow, what a terrific show of strength from Lighter. Now has him off the ropes, and a back body drop from the former tag team champion, and Andrews walks right into a spine buster. Leiter with a quick succession of moves, and Leiter off the spine buster. Andrews kicks out. Leiter with a headbutt, and now look at the height he got up on that jump. That's why I say this guy is deceptively quick for his size. And Leiter now, God Slayer. Oh man, he kicked Kurt Andrews so hard that Andrews basically sat right back up. That's probably what's keeping him in this match. It absolutely shattered the nose of the Buccaneer, but the reality is Kurt Andrews is still in this match. Leiter looking for a fall-away slam. Andrews transitions into a snapmare, and Andrews now side headlock. And I think Andrews would like to try to get this match going at a faster pace, but I'm not sure that he's even seeing straight after the Godslayer caught him right in between the eyes. And you got to talk about the amount of power that Leiter has. The Godslayer popped Kurt Andrews up to the point where Leiter couldn't even pin him. And Leiter now out of the corner, just tossing around Kurt Andrews. Once again with that follow-away slam, and Andrews out of the way. Andrews has Leiter up, and a Michinoku driver from Andrews. Andrews hooks the leg. Leiter in trouble, and Leiter kicks out. Wow, Kurt Andrews. Andrews now halfway through this match. Andrews lights the torch. We've only seen him hit that a couple times here in the Stormchaser tournament, but he's trying to go for it for the pin, and Kurt Andrews gets the win. Andrews does not light the torch every match. It's a move that takes a lot out of him as well as his competition. But you know what, this says as much to me about Leiter and the state that he's in as it does about Kurt Andrews. There is no shame in losing to Kurt Andrews. And Leiter, in reality, if he had not been so strong, he probably would have picked up this win. If the Godslayer had not been so powerful that it sent Kurt Andrews bouncing up off the mat, then I believe that Leiter would have won this match. As it is, Kurt Andrews with an absolutely destroyed nose. Kurt Andrews picks up the win and remains undefeated. And with that, we transition over to looking at where how the matches went that we didn't see, and what the standings look like as of now. So let's begin with the women. Actually, we're going to see two women's matches tonight. We've already seen one of them as Katherine Sakamoto took down Suzuki. Well, Katherine's sister Kristen beat Martina Del Sol, and Caitlin Dunlap collects her second win in the Academy, beating Katana. We will see in the main event of tonight's show Yamamoto and Lazara. That is a terrific match that I am looking forward to. But we go over to the standings right now with both of the top two, Yamamoto and Lazara, sitting at 4-0. Lazara still with 10 points. That means that she is still in the lead. Katherine Sakamoto, with her win, has moved up ahead of Yamamoto with 9. We'll see if Yamamoto ties or surpasses her, depending on her match with Lazara. Kristen there at 3-2 sits with 8 points. Suzuki and Martina Del Sol each have 6. Caitlin Dunlap sitting just ahead of them with 7 points at 2 and 3. Katana at 0 and 5 sits in last. We move over to the men's side, where Eddie Hernandez, after being called out by Yunsun Park, responds with a win over OSHA's least favorite son, Stefford Drummond, already putting a thorn in Drummond's plan to go undefeated for the rest of his Stormchaser tournament. Former GAW Academy champion Scott Danielson bounced back with a win over Overload. That is Overload's second consecutive loss. Oliver Parker beats Ulysses Sky. Parker's eternal rival Andrew Wesley takes down Lee Carr, and new Academy champion Garrett Gibson starts his championship reign off with a win, defeating Mexican Shaya. So where does that leave us for the standings? Well, new champion Garrett Gibson and Oliver Parker are tied atop with a 4-1 record each. Both have 11 points. Hot on their tails are Eddie Hernandez and Kurt Andrews, both of whom remained undefeated today. They both have 10. Ulysses Sky, still living off that opening battle royal, has 8 points, but he has now been passed by Scott Danielson, who is 3-2 with 8 points. We will see Jackal in our next match. He sits with 7, along with Flyboy, Overload, Lighter, Mexican Shaya, and Andrew Wesley. And then sitting with 6 points right now at 1-4, Lee Carr, Stefford Drummond, and Tonga. And La Tortuga Roja, as of now, is the only winless man after Tonga picked up a win earlier, as he sits with 4 points. But will La Tortuga Roja even be able to compete in his next scheduled match with his pupil, Jackal? Well, La Tortuga Roja and Jackal both have made their way to the ring, and let's see what the Mexican legend has to say.
I can tell you right now, the way that I have been treated since I've been in the GAW Academy has been tremendous. The number of people that have come up to me that ask me for advice or just tell me that they watched me when they were kids, it's incredible. It's incredible. Incredible. And the one man that stands out to me is Jackal. The man that embodied so much of not only myself at that age, but also the men that I fought at that age. That's what stood out to me. And so from the very beginning, I told Jackal that I would help him in his growth because he has so much potential. So much potential. So when I found myself on my back, looking up at I don't know who, it showed me that my time as a professional wrestler, it is not limitless. It scared me, it really did. And so I am announcing to you that I am pulling out of the Stormchaser tournament. I want to focus on making sure that Jackal has the future that I know he can have. That I know he can be one of the best wrestlers to ever grace the GAW Academy. And I want to make sure that that happens. I will no longer be competing. And to whoever did this, whoever attacked me, I hope that you will show your face. I hope that not like a coward, you will come out and you will tell me who you are. I may be old. My body may be starting to break, but I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. And so I'm telling you.
Who am I? I'm Lancelot. I am the most dangerous man in the world. I am the king of underground wrestling. I am the god of all wrestling. And what I do is I destroy. I win. I become champion. And I do it by isolating the weak and taking them out. And you, Roja, you are weak. I went for you first because I knew that I could destroy you. And I did. I got what I wanted. And now, your student is next. The warpath of the king goes through both of you. And one day it will go through everyone in the GAW Academy. Oh my God. Folks, if you don't know who this is
is only one of the most legendary underground wrestlers that has ever lived. They call him Lancelot. And let me just read you his accolades. RBPW Chairman, 6-time LCW Blood Foundation World Champion, 8-time LCW Hardcore Champion, 1-time and last WNE Intercontinental Champion, a 33-time World Champion. He has held 124 combined championships across his illustrious career. Folks, when you ask me men that I never thought I would see making their entrance into the GAW Academy, this man would be close to the top of that list. And he is coming out like a king. 124 titles across his career. Folks, strap in. This is going to be a match. Well, this is a sight that I never thought I'd see. To see Lancelot in this ring, this is something. Lancelot now, and what I need to tell you about the way that this man attacks, this is probably the most balanced offense that you will see from anybody in the GAW Academy. Maybe anybody in the world. Lancelot will pull out power moves. He'll pull out springboards. I mean, he'll do basically anything to win a match. And you can see basically daring Jackal to hit him with that forearm. And Lancelot now, DDT. You can see the speed at which Lancelot works. Really puts him on an elite level. Jackal kicks out. And Lancelot using a little bit of the dirty tactics. He can do that too. Lancelot is an official competitor in the GAW Academy Stormchaser tournament after ROJA pulled out, because I'm being told that Lancelot was an official signee just days ago. Kick avoided by Lancelot, and he hits a roundhouse of his own. Going for the stop, Jackal out of the way. Lancelot has him up and drops him onto that top turnbuckle. Lancelot, big spine buster from Lancelot. Rolls over, hooks the leg. 2, Jackal in trouble, and Jackal kicks out. Lancelot with a big time move. And like I said, Lancelot is an official signee as of a couple days ago. And so he now is an official competitor making his official debut. Lancelot out of the corner, going for the RTD. That's the round table decapitator. Jackal able to avoid it. Now Jackal up for a power bomb. Jackal drops him down, stacks him up. High stack, kick out, Lancelot. And Jackal immediately rolls it into a Boston Crab. Jackal sitting back down deep. You can see how much of the legs he has, but Lancelot able to power out. Normally the Boston Crab, your grip is hooked around the calves. At that time, Jackal basically had the monkey grip around his entire thighs. That is a deep hook there. Lancelot able to get out of it, and then you saw TORTUGA ROJA really chastising Jackal for not focusing on the match. Jackal with a cannonball into the corner. Jackal feeling this momentum here, feeling the adrenaline, and Lancelot drops him down with a falcon arrow. Lancelot will take the wind out of your sails real fast, and that's exactly how he does it. Falcon arrow from Lancelot, and now a knee to the throat. Lancelot going for the pin, sitting right down on the chest. I don't think that was going to get it done, and I think Lancelot knows it. But I think he also knows that he may very well be in control of this match as it stands. Into the corner is Jackal. Fights out of it. Jackal with a big-time Meteora. Going for the stop. Lancelot out. Immediately gets out of the way of TORTUGA ROJA, who may be still feeling. Oh, super kick from Jackal.
and a standing shooting star. Lancelot, nothing Jackal does offensively can even phase the 33-time world champion. There's just nothing Jackal can do at this point. A big forearm does stun Lancelot, and now Jackal hits him with a thrust kick. Oh, that's big time. But Lancelot, again, just one step ahead, and Jackal took a little bit too long. He took a little too long. Boot to the gut, caught. Big heel kick from Jackal, who you feel at this point is really just feeling the adrenaline of getting his hands on the guy who attacked his mentor. Jackal drops him down with a side reverse suplex, hooks the leg. Lancelot kicks out. Five minutes gone, 5 remain in Lancelot's GAW Academy debut. Dives forward with a big forearm. And I think Jackal was trying to avoid it and just kind of underestimated the length of Lancelot and how long his arms are. You can see the height. Lancelot, boot to the gut, stuns Jackal. Jackal able to turn it around. And Jackal now trying to take him over to the ropes. Jackal looks for the Irish whip, coming off the ropes. Jackal turns him around, German suplex with the bridge, but the referee immediately calls for the rope break. Jackal, boot to the leg, and Jackal now rolls over and face breaker. Or face wrecker, I should say. Jackal calls it jawbreaker there from Lancelot, and a big knee floors Jackal. The face wrecker had no effect. Lancelot once again showing his strength and his toughness. When you fight in the underground for so many years, you can expect a whole lot of that. Lancelot throws Jackal back into the ring, and Lancelot now drives his head against the apron, lining up, and a big knee. You can't see pain on the face of Jackal underneath that mask, but I'd imagine he's feeling quite a lot of it. Jackal rakes the eyes, looking for the Hurricane Rana. Lancelot shoves him away. Irish whip reverse goes into the corner. Jackal now sends him up top. Open hand palm strike to the face, and Jackal now, I think he's about to take revenge for his mentor's beating. Jackal from the top, making him feel pain. It's a superplex. Jackal just trying to make his mentor's assailant feel some pain, and he certainly has done that. Both men back into the ring. Lancelot now gets Jackal in and wrenches the head back. This is King Arthur's blessing. Jackal could be in trouble, and Jackal's out. King Arthur's blessing. And Lancelot wins his debut. And what a debut it was. Jackal has been up and down in this tournament. He's certainly had his fair share of high points, but this is not going to be one of them. The face wrecker from Jackal is enough to get the job done against most. Lancelot wasn't enough to keep him down for more than 5 seconds. Jackal and Lancelot battle in one of the most brutal affairs that we've seen in the Stormchaser tournament. But we are left here with Lancelot picking up a win in his debut. This is a man that everyone should be scared of. Everyone in this academy should be, at the very least, apprehensive of going up against an underground legend like Lancelot. And folks, as brutal as his tactics may be, I'm happy to at least see him here. He deserves to be on the biggest stage, and now he is. Lancelot is here, and your main event is coming up next. The top 2 women in the standings, 2 of the favorites, and 2 of the greatest young female wrestlers on the planet, Yamamoto and Lazara. That's next. This is a match I've been waiting for a long time, and the fact that it is the halfway point of the women's tournament I think is very fitting, because these are, if you had to ask any expert who are two women that are going to come out of the GAW Academy, ascend to the main roster, and really make a difference, these two women have got to be the two that you would pick. Yamamoto is the youngest competitor in the history of the GAW Academy at just 19 years old. She has already done a lifetime's worth of accomplishments. Lazara coming in, still holding that GAW Academy Championship. We've already seen that title change hands once. It was the men's title that changed to Garrett Gibson last episode when he beat Scott Danielson. Lazara coming in as a dominant champion and undefeated in the Stormchaser tournament, as is Yamamoto. These two are trained by two legends of the sport. Lita trained Lazara. Kazuchika Okada trained Yamamoto. These are two women who were anointed to become the next great wrestlers on earth. And finally, for the first time, they will meet each other in the ring. Folks, this is a main event anywhere at any time. And it's main eventing here in the GAW Academy in the Stormchaser tournament. I am so excited. Let's do it. I'm sure that this will not be the last time that we see these two go at it. But there's only one first time, and this is it for these two. Yamamoto comes out immediately, floors Lazara with the big forearm. Lazara gets the kick in, and now the Academy champion targeting the arm. It's going to be hard to set up a Rainmaker if you can't lock the wrist in, and that's what Lazara's thinking. Lazara, look at this. Uranagi plants Yamamoto. Lazara, first cover of the match here for the champ. Yamamoto, easy kick out. Kick to the back from the underground queen, and now a side headlock applied. Lazara certainly has a little bit more power than Yamamoto coming in. You can see she has a bigger frame, even though Yamamoto is a little taller. Yamamoto getting out of the way of that, and a big boot. Big boot to answer, and Yamamoto now, look at this, arm locked and just putting the boots in. And now with a strike to the head. It's amazing that we're seeing this match at the first. Wow, Yamamoto, look at this. Jackknife rolls her over into an Alabama slam position. And Yamamoto with an air raid crash. The air raid crash neck breaker. What a tremendous offensive move from Yamamoto. Lazara kicks out. I gotta say, we are so lucky to see these two go at it for the first time here in the GAW Academy. This is where the future legends of the sport are born. And I think we may very well be seeing a couple of those legends here between Lazara and Yamamoto. Only one can win the Stormchaser tournament, but I'm positive that both of these women will head up to the GAW main roster very, very soon, regardless of who does it by winning the tournament. Lazara with a big strike. Yamamoto was looking to get back into the ring, saw Lazara was standing too close to the ropes, hung her up on that top rope, and now a strike to the back. Drop kick drops Lazara. This, frankly, is just an incredible match to be watching. And again, I highly doubt it'll be the last time. Off the turnbuckle goes Lazara, German suplex. Yamamoto looking to make this a short day for the GAW Academy champion. Yamamoto, oh, she turned it around. Yamamoto used the make my fortune on Lazara. Yamamoto with the leg, and Lazara kicks out. Yamamoto hit Lazara with her own finishing move. And Lazara kicks out of it. Wow, Yamamoto now, a couple big forearms and a Pele kick. Wow, rolling discus lariat caught by Lazara, who now you gotta feel, now she's taking a page out of Yamamoto's playbook. Air raid crash, neck breaker. We got some mental games happening between these two women. And why not? Snap neck breaker. These are two of the most promising young women in all of professional wrestling. Lazara, make my fortune. Lazara, that is her move. Has she put away Yamamoto? Lazara picks up the win. Lazara hands Yamamoto her first loss in the GAW Academy. Wow, she made her pay. She made Yamamoto pay for using the Make My Fortune. Yamamoto didn't get the opportunity to lock in or to hit the Rainmaker. Instead, trying to get Lazara off of her game with the Make My Fortune here. Drives her down. It was executed perfectly from Yamamoto's standpoint, but Lazara was not going to let it beat her. And Lazara comes back. She says, this is how you do it. Lazara drops her with a Make My Fortune right in the middle of the ring, and it put Yamamoto out for the count. Lazara, the GAW Academy champion, picks up the win over arguably the GAW Academy's brightest star. And Lazara remains undefeated. Wow, what a way to go into next week, where we'll be taking a break from the women's competition, but lots and lots of the men's competition still to come, including the future of our newest competitor, Lancelot, and two undefeated men still remain. The GAW Academy Stormchaser tournament is just getting heated up, and as we move closer and closer to Nitro 10, we learn more and more about who we might see going up to the GAW main roster. Folks, this has been an incredible day of matches. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Subscribe. We appreciate you.